Music's
on. Where's the music? You know, it's a little loud here because, hey, even on a weekday at 3:30, Pita Jungle is hopping. Here in Arcadia, we have one of the owners, Bassel, and of course, Robert.
Robert's here.
You know what? It's What's Up Scottsdale, What's Up Arcadia. They're all right next to each other. In case you don't live in Arizona, the cool places to be, the cool kids on the block. We're in Scottsdale, we're in Arcadia, we're in Paradise Valley. But as Bassel will tell you, there's even more cool places because how many Pita Jungles are there?
There's 23 Pita Jungles.
23 Pita Jungles
All over the
last
valley.
30 over the last 30 years.
Over the last 30 years, yes. 1994 was the number. And
30-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Is it the 30-year anniversary right
Pretty
now?
much, yeah.
All right, so 2 hungry college students.
3, actually.
3 hungry college students. So you got to tell me, I know you guys all like to know. I know you've been to Pita Jungle. We know you love Pita Jungle. How did Pita Jungle come about? How did you even decide the name Pita Jungle?
Well, we knew
We want to see you.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So we were like 3 students, all in grad school. 2 of us in grad school, and the third one had just finished engineering school. And
they're all smart, very smart.
No, not really. We ended up in the food business.
I mean,
that's pretty smart. I mean,
I know it's the best.
Well, okay, I'll tell you what. But it's a very, very hard business, and you've been very, 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 very successful at it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were so lucky. I mean, first of all, we love food. We love to entertain. We love hospitality. We have influences from the Mediterranean diet. Our business partnerships full French.
And you're Lebanese in French.
Yeah.
I mean, I said, what else could you do? You had to get into food.
Yeah. So it was a perfect combo. We were kind of like jaded of all the bad food we ate going to college. So we would cook at
30
home.
years ago at ASU, like Arizona 30 years ago was not necessarily the coolest place. I mean, it was starting, but there wasn't all of the options that there are
I mean,
now.
it wasn't cool, but it was still impressive. Like that mountain has been here like for 50 gazillion.
I mean, that's a good point. That's true. Yeah, but we didn't have like the cool, vibey restaurant. I mean, like, right? Like now, everywhere you go, there's something cool and vibey. And in speaking of that, you guys, this Arcadia location has just gone through renovation, and it is now super vibey. So we'll have to talk about that. But I want to hear the rest of your, turning from college students who are hungry to creating an empire of Pita Jungles.
Yeah. So here we were, and it was like a tough year back in 1994. Like my major was like very academic, and I needed to get PhD to teach basically because it was biomedical engineering back then. It was very kind of interdisciplinary, and I mean there was not a whole lot of jobs for that back then.
Yeah.
Today it's a hot field.
You getting back in it?
This is his biomechanic engineering.
Right there, we're pressing falafels together.
Yes.
There you go.
And we all loved food. We always loved food, and we all work in hospitality.
Okay.
Hotels
That's how you got through
and
college.
restaurants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I got bit by the bug. Like one day, I was asked to go and help in a restaurant that my roommate, my other business partner, worked in, a Mediterranean restaurant in Tempe, and I get there at 6, and they were all running like chicken without a head. You know what I mean? And the sound of the place and things being thrown away, and the chef in the kitchen freaking out on things not being run. I find it addictive. I got bit by the bug.
Yeah, the frenzy.
So whose idea was it? Was it your idea then?
No, it was a collective idea. Initially, we were gonna do like a grocery store that sells these products with sandwich, and then we landed on Mr. Pasternak, who was our first landlord down in Tempe.
Okay.
And he had a second-generation restaurant space. So we're like, why don't we do a restaurant? And because back then, like, imagine a small AM, PM mini market or Circle K, but with like high-end products and good sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like
I can totally envision
European kind of thing. And you would do grab and go and things like that. It was pretty avant-garde for
I would say
for
so.
that time. But then we saw that we had an oven, we had a hood, we had this, we had that. All what needed to do is come up.
Is learn how to cook?
No.
Well, they were good at that.
I mean, besides what I've learned from my family, my mom, to whom I give all the credit in the world, may she rest in peace. I learned everything on great chef, great cities. It was a show in the 80s that they used to put on Discovery Channel and Channel 8 sometimes. The most wonderful show because it was very gritty, like chefs in that environment who would do like an appetizer, a main meal, and a dessert.
Okay.
And you learned all the techniques there. They talked about everything.
So were you primarily the one doing the food? Were you in charge of the food? I mean, how did you divvy up what everybody's duties were?
So
were there too many cooks in the kitchen?
Frankly, my partner Fuad started in the kitchen. And I was like, and Nelly was like in the front of the house doing things, making things pretty.
That's where I would be. I'd be in the front of the house.
And,
nobody wants me cooking.
And I was between this and that and spending a lot of time in my truck getting boxes of stuff because, that's how we did it at first. Like we went and we sourced out all the ingredients like from the Asian market, from the Eastern market, from this, from that, So are you all still partners to this day? Do you all still get along? Oh yeah, actually.
That is impressive.
Actually, the third one, Nelly, who has moved back to France because her kids, she wanted them to have like a French high school experience. So she moved back. She was here like just last week.
Aww.
And we all like hung out and all that. Yeah, and we're still partner all the same.
That's amazing.
And we contribute the same.
Okay, so how did you come up with the name Pita Jungle?
Well, initially it's going to be called Pita Terra.
Okay.
And then someone came and said, no, what is this Terra X, whatever? What are you talking Latin now? This is not going to fly. So we put the name Pita. We knew we wanted Pita because there was no Pita concepts back then.
Right.
Like today, there are a dime a dozen, right?
Yeah,
They're
right.
everywhere. And it's a
Pita's
problem
good.
because people that don't know you think we're a fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
We have wine list, we have food fire oven, we do seafood, we do everything. But so we sat down and Pita Jungle, we put like gazillion. We put the Webster in front of Pita, and we started rapping off.
And as the song today, "Welcome to the Jungle," it was very catchy.
So Pita Jungle worked because it's absurd, right? What is the Pita Jungle? For us, it was a place where
and
anything.
it drew attention for people to come in.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So everything is here, you guys. This is Robert and I were just saying, this is the place you come for lunch, you come for dinner, you bring your family, you bring your parents, you bring business, you can bring anybody here. Yeah. It's a huge menu. Yeah. You can have drinks. You can make this kind of what you want, and you've made it super vibey in here. You really, really can't see how great this place looks because they've just, with COVID, things have kind of changed. Look how pretty this is. Things have really changed in the dining industry. And so, Bassel, you're trying to make coming in for lunch, even though it might not be your fancy dinner, we still want to make it fun to get out of the house, to come in, to have an experience.
Yeah. So since COVID, people got accustomed to taking food in bags and watching movies on their favorite streaming platform.
Yeah.
So this is who we're fighting against today.
Yeah.
We want to bring people back out to have that experience. So in some of our stores, we're revamping, creating a vibey, nice atmosphere. Some of our stores, we have a music venue, like in Chandler, we have one of the longest jazz venue that we have revived.
That's awesome.
So on Wednesdays, it's the same core group, but you can bring your own instrument and jump in. And sometimes we get good guys.
Yeah.
And
Robert,
ladies.
do you have a piano down there? Robert's going to come and play the piano.
Pop-up kitchens, we do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Just to draw people back out. And
the other thing that you were saying is that you can count on when you go to a Pita Jungle in a different location, it's not going to be exactly the same. Unlike franchises where they have the exact same size building, the build-out's identical. You wouldn't know if you were in a different state or the same state because every single one is identical.
Yeah, I mean, so we have 23 restaurants that were built over a period of 30 years. So every one of them belongs in its own time capsule, embraces its own neighborhood, and reflects like
the people that are there.
People that are there, you know what I mean? So when you go to Desert Ridge, it's gonna look different than when you go to Mesa, next to MCC.
Yeah, Desert Ridge is a huge one.
It's a big one.
Yeah, and swanky with a bar and all that,
And a lot of outdoor seating.
Yeah.
Great
the
spot.
Tempe one is more urban art, student-oriented, almost post-apocalyptic design with like wires dangling from the ceiling and a lot of graffitis on the wall.
I love it. That's
so
awesome.
I mean, you kind of embrace the neighborhood and the times.
All right, so here's the question. Are you going to grow more or are you happy with the 23 that you have?
No, we're gonna grow organically with the city as it expands,
Yeah.
and we are gonna roll out different things. You know what I mean? Different concepts. So that where the market is going
Yeah.
nowadays. Smaller footprints, quicker service. You know.
I love it.
Right, yeah.
Amazing. All right. Well, we're gonna be able to show you guys all the food. So stay tuned tomorrow for the spread of everything that Robert's gonna eat.
Oh,
And me
what?
too. I tell him, I'm like, bring
She's gonna eat it.
yes, and bring her. I make him take all the leftovers home, and then he's gonna have to divvy it up.
Yeah, I know. Divvy it
Now
up.
that you're all alone.
I know.
So Bassel, I'm gonna let you go cook.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
My
gonna go.
pleasure.
He's going to the kitchen. We're gonna talk some real estate, right?
We are.
Okay, cool. All
Thank you,
right.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, you guys. So cool. The co-owner of Pita Jungle. I know you guys have been here.
It's
Alright.
been a staple like forever, and this started like when
Oh,
there
yeah,
was
that's
nothing but
nice.
burgers and fish and chips.
Seriously,
why
that
are
was
you
kind of
pissed
what I
off
was
here?
saying. Is that really back
Why are you
in
pissed
30
off?
years ago, we weren't the vibey. So let's
Why
talk
are you-
real estate.
No,
in
she's always
Scottsdale,
happy here.
Arizona,
Oh, yeah.
right? I'm native here, so we're going
I'm
on
kidding.
50 years.
What?
Margarita, I thought.
No
Ricky,
way.
that's spectacular.
50 in November.
Ricky,
When I
Ricky,
was
Ricky, that's
born,
beautiful.
Get your
our
presents
house,
ready.
our first
Sit that
house
down
was
with
about
me.
Cactus and like 32nd Street. Cactus and 32nd Street. I'm like, is that right? Cactus and 32nd Street was where our first house was.
And it was dirt.
And
Oh,
when
Weston?
North of that.
right. And so then my parents bought a brand new house that was
Nice,
all
Simon.
dirt,
Good
right? They
man.
were just putting in streets.
Dude, you're
at
talented.
59th Street in Sweetwater is where my second house was that we moved into when I was 4. So, and it was, and that, so Cactus and 59th Street, anything north of that, nothing. Dirt. Scussle Quarter, Kierland, Pinnacle, nothing. There was nothing.
They had a horse post. You could tie your horse up.
There
and a
was
water trough.
nothing. ASU, there was no 101. I drove Scottsdale Road from my parents' house all the way to ASU. Was no freeway.
That's right,
So
yeah.
things have really
Yeah.
Hey,
changed
Weston.
a lot. Also,
Where
the
did you go?
51 was not completed.
They were looking
It
for-
was
they were
a
looking
dreamy
for you.
draw. So things have really changed over the last 30 years.
Okay,
And
so
he
they're
was
done
definitely
with me. I
ahead of
did
his
my
time,
interview. Now
seeing
Yeah.
Pool Ivy
they're gonna finish that show. They're talking
needed
arcade, real
and-
estate,
and
wherever they're
expanding
doing,
it.
and
I
then they're gonna
remember
shoot
my
some food.
first,
But come over, have a drink.
Introduction to the cuisine here, which was in college.
we'll have a drink.
We had a place called
If
the
you want.
Casbah. And that was my
All right.
introduction to
Rock
this kind of
the Casbah.
Casbah, yeah.
Rock the Casbah.
So college does wonderful things
Yeah.
to the modus operandi of and the drive and motivation.
So if you have not been here, you'll have to come try. But let's talk about what's going on and stay tuned for our reels. We're going to show you all the
That's right.
But tell us what's happening in real estate
What's
right
going
now.
on? Well,
I
we're
know
in
you
the-
had a meeting this morning too.
That's right. So we're in our last week of what we call summer. I mean, we're in September, technically still summer, but
Well, now,
snowbird
yeah.
season is right on the cusp.
It's on the cut. I've been talking to people and they're like, "We'll be back in October. We'll be back
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in
yeah, we'll-
November."
let's-
do, I,
yeah.
we'll-
do I feel free?
we'll lay it out
I think let's
when-
take a
when
just
it-
look peek while it's
Yeah.
coming out, you guys. Let's just look. It's coming.
Look
Good
at all
stuff.
that.
The salads, pitas. Oh my gosh, so much goodness.
Dolmas. I
All
love
right,
dolmas.
so people are coming back. They're slowly trickling back in, but now is the time. If you want to sell your house,
Want to sell your house? Time to list right now.
Right now. Really, I mean, like, call us.
Yeah, because to get it prepped, ready, photos and other marketing.
Not only that, I have a feeling that this whole interest rate thing is going to happen quick.
Yeah,
And
the interest rate's already dropping. We're already at 6, so we're
And so, you guys, if you're not ready, those interest rates drop. People are going to start buying. It's going to actually.
Do you have a
be kind of
freshly
crazy
grilled
market.
yeah, it's going to be
chicken?
crazy this
You want
this
to-
fall.
Okay, let's
you
slice
really
it very
wanna be
nice.
Ready.
Let-
Even if
let's
you're not
put two here in
ready
the
to
middle.
Press the go button right now. Like, have your house
We get
ready to
the
go. So that means
two here in the
you don't have
middle.
to do it.
Chicken
Do
on-
it. Like, you don't have to go all
chicken
the way.
around.
But, like, get your realtor.
Parsley and
Talk to your
onion
realtor.
salad.
Don't do the $1 million remodel.
Please get some
Get some
consultation
advice, some
before you list
consultation.
your house.
If you don't know about the $1 million
parsley?
remodel, there was a house that we
This
saw.
onion?
We toured. They did a $1 million remodel and made their house
So
look
take
just
a
like
plate.
1997.
Like when this was new.
Make like small hummus
And
for tomb
1997
here.
The launch
was
of
not
Pita
like
Jungle.
1997 wasn't the best year of design. I mean, like, you want to talk like heavy wood, lots
Heavy
of
woods,
gold.
light woods, cubbies,
Anyways,
and
the
a
house is,
contemporary.
the
You have
house
so
is
much?
still on the market, and there's not a lot of room if you put too
Aquí?
much money in.
Is that
You don't have a
someone?
lot of room. So you really want to get the advice. You really want to figure out what your house is worth
Where?
and
Someone?
be ready to jump when you
Yep.
decide you want to, for sure, right?
Season is starting. It's right around the corner,
Yeah.
like next
Put-
week.
Put it around the
Anything
slice.
else we need to add
Nice.
to that? Let's talk one more time about the confusion with the new policies, you guys. Don't be afraid of the new policy.
Yeah.
You just need to find a realtor that you trust and like.
That's right.
Like us. And we will do all the heavy hitting for you. Really, nothing is going to change on your end. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
that we have
the
to
process
relay.
doesn't change. Just
Where is
the method
olive
of
oil? Here.
The way it goes.
paperwork. Right. We have 17 new pages of paperwork to add to this whole thing here.
And that's on us. But for
Right.
you guys, this is it at the end of the day. And I really think this is the net of everything. You have a seller, you have a buyer.
Creative.
It all comes down to
And a
negotiations.
mouthfeel.
If the seller really wants to sell and the buyer really wants to buy, you're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's how it's always been.
It's always, and nothing has really changed in that. It's just like there's all this noise out there as far as what's the new law. There is no new law.
There is no. You're going to negotiate.
Right.
And you're going to figure it out. If they have
Yeah,
to drop
do
the price of
some-
the
yeah,
house
let's
so
go.
that you can pay for
Do an Aztec
us
some-
to get
Yeah,
paid,
the only thing
it's
that is
all going to work out the same.
the only thing that is different is that you do need to sign an employment
So we
agreement
do
with
it here.
with a realtor before you
You put
tour
a
a
little
home.
And let me just
It
say
could be
that.
for that one home, or it could be for
These
a week,
same
or it
with
could
the
be like until I get a house.
But this is the thing. It's actually really nice because as realtors, we can work 100 hours helping you find a
Right.
house. And then one weekend you go out without us, you meet the open house realtor, and you're like, no, I'm not working with anyone. No fault to you. Maybe you just don't understand how it works. And then we don't get paid after our 100 hours of working with you. So really, all it does is say, look, I've chosen you to work with, and if I follow through on a house, I'm going to compensate
Yep.
you. Otherwise, if at any point you start working with us and you're like, I don't like the fit of you guys. You guys just aren't my fit. You can fire
That's
us
fine,
at any
yeah,
point
absolutely.
and move on. But up until you say that, if you get a house, we will get compensated
That's right.
for the work
And
that
we
we
just
put
know
in.
that you're serious and looking.
Yeah, that's it. It's really, really easy. And if you're still confused, call us. And Robert, he's literally read every,
Read all the lines. I'm in there for all the meetings.
and I just cheer him on. Rah, rah,
What
rah.
did you learn today? What did you
Go,
learn today?
Robert, go.
Let's
And then
face it
he
today.
tells me it, and I cut it down to the
She
net.
distills it to what we need.
To what
the
you
net.
need.
Distill it to
want.
the net.
Let's get to the
Okay.
bottom line. Don't worry about it. We got it. He knows
It looks
We're
less
gonna take
supermarket-y
care of you.
than
And
actual
come
Bettina.
to the
Heck,
Pita
we
Jungle.
have
There's
them. It says
23
Pita Jungle.
in the state.
You
We're
have
gonna
more,
eat.
no? You have.
Yeah. Wow. You should see the
And
spread.
and Arcadia.
No, it's more organic, you know what I mean?
Oh my goodness! And Arcadia is.
And let me get one with
it's
olive
just
oil.
remodeled, you guys. It's beautiful. It has a bar, beautiful fixtures,
A little
lovely
wine thing.
painting. So come on in.
Come hang out.
Robert's gonna have to go and exercise.
Let's fill that with olive oil.
Bye, guys.